got matrix can't come near, 'cause a little squirt's a printer that the family hardly hears.
Ansett Australia would like you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the following program.
Tonight's Winfield Cup clash is between the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs and the Penrith Panthers. Your commentators are Peter Sterling and Ray Warren.
Hello everyone, and welcome now to a unique day in rugby league at Waratah Stadium, the home of Sydney Rugby, where Canterbury, the home club, playing host to the Penrith Panthers. And there's the Canterbury side. No Terry Lamb still, but a show of strength with Polamatta and Dallas in reserve grade and Darren Smith on the bench. Penrith now, and decimated by injuries once more. Well, their players involved in the Origin match on Monday night, and their team has been really chopped about. Greg Alexander goes back to fullback, Mackay on one wing, Beck at the other, Nalagalagi partners Singh in the centres, and Brett Gillard goes to the back of the scrum with Darren Brown and Phil Adamson in the second row. Greg McCallum in charge of the game. So Canterbury running from right to left, and there's the start of what promises to be a great game, with Penrith looking to consolidate a position in the top five. Canterbury, of course, looking to retain that 4-point margin they have at the top of the table, as Darren Brown brings it out beyond the 30-metre line. And Penrith in their first set of 6. McNamara taking it up and reaching the 40-metre point now.
Once again with the changes in the Penrith lineup, Ray, Greg Alexander back in the fullback spot, but we will see him playing as a second 5'8", basically. Steve Carter, the man out there as the 5'8", but Greg Alexander will get the other side of the ruck, so they've got great options.
Gilmeister playing in the front row today. Alexander up there receiving the ball first. And Wilson back from just outside the 10-metre line. Not frightened to pass. Across for Jason Williams, who's got a lot of speed. He beat Matthew Singh, but not Robbie Beckett. And Williams plays at the New Zealand wing 3/4. To find now that Canterbury's Simon Gillies is put down.
Brad Fittler, of course, out of the starting lineup for Penrith, but you may see him come on late in the half. He's the interchange player, along with John Cartwright, making his return from injury. Was heard in our televised game in Perth. An ankle injury over there, so a fair bit of strike power on the bench.
And talking of the bench, of course, Darren Smith, who's probably the most valuable player in Australian Rugby League, is also on the bench for Canterbury today.
We've made another mistake now and handed over cheap possession. McNamara 42 metres out. That's only the first tackle. Mason Smith to Halligan, and the ball just came loose with the impact of the Mackay tackle.
So possession, they're falling off in their security, but most of the drop ball has been brought about by fairly heavy defence, as Alexander lets some decoys go. Then Carter delivers a pass for Nalagalagi to put Mackay in field. Mackay is only 12 metres out from the line. Not even that. On the far side of Waratah Stadium, Mackay plays it. It's across to Freeman. Now for Alexander. Shows it to Matthew Singh. Then to Phil Adamson. The ball is left behind by Farah. And a penalty goes to Penrith right in front.
It was very good advantage played by Greg McCallum. It looked as though it was going to be a try, with Phil Adamson getting his arm free. Danny Farah was on his shoulder. Good work again from Alexander, selectively finding his second rower. That pass, just a simple drop, but all Canterbury players have been deemed offside.
This has been an area for Penrith that has seen Phil Gould having nightmares, and that nightmare continues. So Greg Alexander disappointed, and so too the Penrith fans. 0-0, Canterbury and Penrith from Waratah Stadium. It's not proving so much costly as embarrassing, this goal-kicking problem that Penrith have got.
Well, it becomes a confidence thing, doesn't it? It seems that when you strike the ball...
Here's a chance, Nalagalagi, but he's ruled it forward.
Gee, that's a touch-and-go decision.
Say that again.
May have got a hand from the sideline man. Nalagalagi outside Singh. Well, it might have been a touch forward. He was away. It was try time.
Canterbury then, they win the scrum. Dimmick using the crack, and oh, that's good defence by Nalagalagi. Burrowed in with the shoulder. Carter came in over the top. And this is now Simon Gillies as Canterbury reached the 40-metre line. No score on the board as Darren Britt surges ahead. You'll see plenty of the big number 8 taking it up. He does more than he's paid for, really. Now it's Martin Bella. And Marty is put away a few metres outside the 20-metre line. Again, Lee Malagulagi playing left centre. Strong in defence. The previous tackle was made on the right of the ground, though. Kevin Moore holding down the number 7. Colomanda and Dallas in reserve grade today. Gee, it really, as I said earlier, shows how strong this club is. Canterbury Bankstown. The kick across. Robbie Becker's made a mistake. Jason Williams offloads. Matthew Ryan will score. Matthew Ryan brings the blue and gold up, the blue and white army to their feet. And Canterbury Bankstown grabbed first points.
Almost against the run of play. Penrith had been the better side at the early stages of this match. You can see there the Canterbury players calling for the kick. Two chasers out wide in Scott Wilson and Jason Williams on hand to put pressure on Robbie Beckett. He had a pretty good catch at the football, Beckett. Out it came. Williams picked up, able to hand off to Matt Ryan in the right place at the right time, improves the position with Freeman hanging on.
82% is his strike rate, 53 from 65. The best striker of the ball in the league, and there goes another 2 points alongside his name. Beware of the dogs, you might say. That's what they're all saying in the Winfield Cup as they chase them 6-0 in favour of Canterbury.
With the new top-of-the-range UNOS 30X, you do not get a choice of a V6 engine. ABS brakes, airbag, CD player, air conditioning, sunroof, or leather seats. Simply because all these features are standard. What you do get is a choice of colours. Well, we think that's a difficult enough choice for you to have to make. The UNOS 30X V6.
If you've been chasing a great home loan rate, rush down to St George Bank, because now both owner-occupiers and investors can catch a home loan for only 6.75% per annum, capped until May next year. What a great idea, St George.
OK, here's Dave's place, all right? Let's go! Look at the heat deflecting off his new Stratco Great Outback patio. It'll be cool and comfortable under there.
When you need extra living space, there's only one choice. The storm-secure strength and beauty of a low-maintenance coloured steel Great Outback patio. The range of colours, styles and shapes are other features of Stratco's Great Outback. Need somewhere to entertain when your friends drop in? Phone Stratco now for a great deal on the Great Outback.
Canon's Personal Squirt gives you sharp output at high speeds. It'll fit on any desk and even has a sheet feeder built in. So if you're tired of network printing,
the business of rugby league is my day-to-day responsibility. MMI, an Australian-owned company with over 80 years' experience, has made the hard yards in the insurance field, especially in compulsory third-party insurance. They have the strength and the security I can rely on.
So when driving my car, it's reassuring to know MMI compulsory third-party insurance will be there to take care of my most precious of possessions.
MMI, the quality standard in compulsory third-party insurance. 8:30 tonight.
Treacheries everywhere.
Motion Picture's greatest saga in a searing finale.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Al Pacino, Andy Garcia, The Godfather Part 3 on Channel 9.
Greg Alexander then with a towering restart to the game. And Martin Bella with one of his characteristic charges out to the 20-metre line. Jim Demick around the back and finding Simon Gillies, but Gilmeister and Carl McNamara with Danny Farrar tie him up.
He does need a big game this afternoon, Martin Bella. Played quite well on Monday night, but watching Darren Fritz's performance on Friday night, the Illawarra win over Brisbane, really laid claim to one of those front row positions. As Alexander picks up the kicking game from Canterbury so far, and Beckett makes another 3 or 4 metres. Gary Freeman trying to marshal the troops, a little bit slow coming back, some of the Penrith players. Oh, big defence there, Dean Pay.
Matthew Singh, straight into the shoulder of Dean Pay. And this is Gillard now. Have a look at this for hitting a brick wall.
It's a good learning experience, isn't it? Won't do that again. Well, we've got some more big defence out here, and Gary Freeman very upset. Dean Pay again involved. You can see Steve Carter still on his back. Fairly high shot, I think you'll find, from Dean Pay. Looking the ball out wide. Oh, yeah, pretty nasty one. The referee rules that the penalty for the high tackle is sufficient.
Penrith with the touch finder then, finding it about 10 metres on Canterbury side of the halfway. Freeman using Mackay. Bella is there to make the tackle. About 35 metres out from the Canterbury line, with Canterbury with that converted try leading 6-0. McNamara looking in vain for runners. Farrar comes up to dummy half, and now Gilmeister across the back of the ruck, finding Adamson. Canterbury reading that play very well. Gilmeister stays there for dummy half work, and then Gillard is put away by McCracken. A beautiful day in Sydney, blue skies all the way, not a great deal of wind around. Adamson put down now. 15 metres away from the Canterbury line on the last tackle. Alexander decides to keep it on the ground, and dropping in behind it was Halligan. And his anticipation there was quite good.
A fairly strange option taken by Greg Alexander there. There was a lot of Canterbury players in that corner. It didn't look as though there was going to be much on. The chase was okay, but Halligan, you see Kevin Moore there. The air might have been the better way to go.
No markers from Penrith. They are there now, but a little bit late as Darren Britt gets a good quick play the ball from Dean Pay. Takes it 32 metres out now from the Canterbury line. Bella takes the third forward play on tackle 5 out to the 40-metre line. So the last, and the kick coming from Jim Dimick. Good charge down work there by Darren Brown, and Penrith come up with it. And they come up with the first tackle. Well, it isn't in fact the first. This will be the first. About 40 metres out, 35 now is Carter. The ball comes out off the tackle. And this is Greg Alexander across the ground for Darren Brown. Then for Farrar, who looked to be standing in front of Brown, even though the ball was passed backwards. So now, 32 out from the Canterbury line, and Penrith with a lot of tackles remaining on this set. Phil Adamson running towards the sideline rather dangerously, but what he has done is opened the park right up. Beckett across, Freeman, Alexander, Carter, long passing, Canterbury's compressed defence. Carter gets through it, and then what seemed like a certain try coming has been turned around by the Bulldogs, and Darryl Halligan is brought down.
Oh, Steve Carter's butchered one there. Looked like just a simple pass to Matt Singh, who would have scored the try. Great work from Carter to get through in the first place. Singh on his outside, and then the pass way behind his support player. Canterbury let off the hook.
Got no doubts that Matt Singh would have gone on to score because he's possessed of brilliant speed. Now we watch Martin Bella play the ball just inside the 40-metre line. Kevin Moore, Jim Demick, Matthew Ryan outside. McCracken was he in front of the kicker. Mackay's made a meal of it, so has Halligan. So I suppose at the other end of the park we're talking about Penrith bombing a chance. Canterbury likewise on this instance.
You can see the problem there for Graham Mackay with the sun. The ball bounces up, he's looking straight into it at that angle, takes his eyes off it completely. Fortunately for him, his opposing man, Darryl Halligan, couldn't clean up.
Very big grandstands on both sides of Waratah Stadium. Mackay plays at the scrums 2-1 to the Panthers, and Darren Brown He's picked up by Ryan and driven back into the ground. He might have even gentled him down a little bit, I fancy. Freeman, Alexander, Carter, oh, and another good tackle. That looks like Jim Dimmick.
The referee ruled the pass forward. Greg Alexander and Gary Freeman begged to differ. Carter just overrunning the pass, and the fact that Alexander was going backwards had a bit worse than what it probably was.
So a couple of touch-and-go passes in the match so far. Here's Matthew Ryan pushing away from Greg Alexander, and he's pulled down eventually after a good run by Nalagalagi. McCracken decides to go the blind side. He brushes one away, brushes another away. They come in and have another go. And McCracken plays it on the 20-metre line. Now, this is Jason Smith. A little pass away for Kevin Moore. Pushed on. Oh, there's got to be a try here. Dimmick's come back in field. Kevin Moore gets the 4-pointer. But Darryl Halligan, he must be thinking, I'm wearing the wrong deodorant. He's out there begging for the ball.
Well, he'll get it this time because he'll have the conversion attempt to make it 12. Matt Singh finding what first grade is all about. Comes in for a second go here. Cops defend. But now they've got big numbers on the right. You see Gary Freeman, well, he almost misses what is an intercept attempt. And by not coming up with the tackle or the football, it gave Dimmick an overlap. Well, there's Halligan unmarked on the outside, but Kevin Moore did the right thing, got down low, and made sure of the try with the inside pass.
Darryl Halligan has got the sun to contend with. We'll see if that can put him off. It's a relatively simple kick for him, but he's got the sun right in his eyes, but it makes no difference at all. Straight over the black dot. And so Canterbury extend that lead to 12-0 now.
This week on Extra, teenage acne, how to avoid being scarred for life. The tour group span from visiting the magnificent Glasshouse Mountains and hospital food. Vilma Ward looks at its bad reputation. Extra 5:30 on 9.
The business of rugby league is my day-to-day responsibility. MMI, an Australian-owned company with over 80 years' experience, has made the hard yards in the insurance field, especially in compulsory third-party insurance. They have the strength and the security I can rely on.
So when driving my car, it's reassuring to know MMI compulsory third-party insurance will be there to take care of my most precious of possessions.
MMI, the quality standard in compulsory third-party insurance.
Allow us to highlight a few of the new Mitsubishi Verada's features. Introducing the new Mitsubishi Verada V6 XI.
Are your back teeth receiving the attention they deserve? Well, one brush can give them the extra care they need. Reach! Its angled neck and tapered head make cleaning back teeth much easier. Reach! For hard-to-reach teeth and gums.
Surely, all this can't last long.
Many functions on most camcorders are like a long-lost language. They're difficult to understand. Panasonic's new Auto 1, a fully automatic palmcorder with every function you need, was designed from a different point of view. The new slim Panasonic Auto 1. Of all camcorders in the world, it's probably the easiest to use.
Getting excited about this Saturday? Well, someone's going to be over the moon because this Saturday's the night for the Gold Lotto $13 million June Super Draw. What would you do with $13 million? I think I'd get my craters filled. So go on, get your entry in and just think, wouldn't it be nice to be over the moon in June?
She fulfilled his desire.
It's gonna be so good.
Then it went horribly wrong.
You killed him.
Harrison Ford is the prime suspect.
You will go to trial.
Scott Turo's presumed innocent, Monday, 8:30 on 9.
And we see Brad Fittler being sent into the game by coach Phil Gould. In today's papers that there are some would like to see Brad Fittler wear the 13 jumper in State of Origin. As Alexander restarts with a coiling kick down to Halligan. Of course, this ground brand new for everybody really involved in the match. Referees, players, commentators, all the angles. You sort of get used to them as you go to grounds each day of your life, but this is brand spanking new for everybody.
There's a good atmosphere here as Canterbury keep the ball alive. Fittler getting involved in the play has gone on for Darren Brown, who was injured in an earlier tackle. Now some very ordinary marker defence there.
Oh, Jason Smith, I thought that was going to be a case of shut the gate. Kevin Moore, who was looking down the barrel of his second. Scott Wilson's looking down the barrel of his first. Jason Smith supports Jason Williams, the Kiwi. He gets a try. Well, Penrith marker defence, deplorable.
Well, you can't bag the marker defence because there was none. Scott Wilson took advantage of the great play up the middle by getting himself involved in the next play after this one. That's Jason Smith. Finds Kevin Moore. Good tackle from Gilmeister, but a quick play of the ball allowed Scott Wilson to take the ball close to the ruck. The Penrith defence hadn't recovered. A big gap there. Now, if anybody's putting on State of Origin pressure, it's this man. Great pass from Jason Smith. Jason Williams. Robbie Beckett dropped off. Coach will be disappointed with that. Lack of urgency. Scott Wilson, great ball runner in open play. Selective pass on the inside. This is a better pass. And Jason Williams should never have been allowed to take the ball so far around.
All of his kicks, or both of his kicks, I should say, have been from around about this angle. And he hasn't forgotten which angle's required. Canterbury, a big leader. 18-0 over Penrith. The competition leaders are looking every bit of that as they carve Penrith apart. And Phil Gould will be wondering what the hell's gone wrong out there.
Well, the Penrith players are probably trying to fathom the same thing, Ray, because they did start this game off in a very positive fashion. In fact, for the first 10 minutes, I thought they were the better side. They had a chance to put on at least a 4-pointer, maybe a 6-pointer with the bad pass from Steve Carter to Matt Singh. And all of a sudden, within a very short period of time, they're now looking down 3 converted tries. And Canterbury on a roll.
Hetherington now. Grubber kicks ahead and Alexander waits for it and then is able to beat Hetherington coming down the ground. Gets it 28 metres out from his own line. And I see the Penrith captain, the normal captain, John Cartwright, standing now, stretching. So there's a chance that Hoss Cartwright will also come back into this game. Fittler's pass bounces once for Beckett. And Robbie Beckett goes back into the traffic and is pulled down about 25 metres out from his own line.
Well, Ray, when you're trailing by 18, the important thing to have going through your mind is definitely not the scoreboard. You've just got to start again, make sure that you do the simple things well, control the football when you've got it. A good pass there from Alexander keeps play alive. Big defence from Gillies on Farah. But you've just got to start again and try not to play catch-up football. There's still a long time to go in this game, and passes like that from dummy half do not help on the last tackle.
So Canterbury banks down, they get the turnover, and now they get a penalty. The ball is supposed to be placed on the ground and handed over. And Halligan will jog across to do something that he's doing very well again today. Whereas Penrith have scored one more try coming into this game than Canterbury. Canterbury, conversely, have kicked 32 more goals than Penrith. And that's one of the reasons why. Darryl Halligan. What a purchase for Canterbury he's proved to be. Canterbury then 20-0. This is Gillard coming off, and John Cartwright goes back into the game. A game that he wasn't expected to start in. So with Cartwright out there now and Gillard replaced, again Greg Alexander starts down to the sunny side of the street. And it's proving a pain in the butt for a few players, I'll give you the tip, but not Daryl Halligan. He's handled it very well. Bella now.
Phil Bill, as you pointed out, has injected John Cartwright into the game, and that would be to steady the ship. He needs the voice of experience out there just to settle the players down, get their mind back on the job. At the moment, everything is going against them. And most importantly, the scoreboard really needs a steadying influence, and here's a chance for them with Canterbury making an uncharacteristic mistake in their own territory.
So a little knock on. Just a shade to the camera grandstand side. Freeman works into this play. Matthew Singh's pass goes down low, and that's hard for a big man. And Mackay obligingly knocks on.
It was a set move from the scrum base, the run around with the second man pass, and the pass from Singh was the right one. It just needed to find the mark.
So just when Penrith looked like they might have had a chance, it's Canterbury Bankstown that gets that opportunity with tackle 1 on this set on the halfway line for Jim Dimmick. Jason Smith runs as a decoy, and Simon Gillies is picked up and driven back by good Penrith defence. Gilmeister was involved, and that's one of the reasons why it was good defence. Now Darren Britt, 10 further metres down the ground. Simon Gillies does likewise, and his run ends on the 30-metre line. And so Canterbury have got a couple left on this set. Through to Kevin Moore. The backs get their turn. Dimmick puts the kick into the bottom corner. Alexander has to go up a gear because Matthew Ryan's right on top of him now. And Greg Alexander was tackled in goal. So it's turned out to be a perfect set for Canterbury.
Pinpoint accuracy from Jim Dimmick, doing a lot of the kicking today for them. Big in goal area here at Waratah Stadium. That suits that kind of kick. Alexander, when he turned around, he had a sea of blue and white facing him.
Greg Alexander this time not getting much length. He didn't quite strike that the way he wanted to. Kevin Moore falling on the loose ball. And so that's the first tackle, and they're only 38 metres out. Dean Pay is tackled 33 metres out, and Freeman, who got involved with Dean Pay after the tackle on Steve Carter, again gets involved with Dean Pay.
Frustration. After he made the first tackle, Gary Freeman, you always knew it was going to be a problem if he got involved in the second one. Dean Pay through the little left as well. He's quite prepared to go on with things.
Daryl Halligan then going for 150 points with this kick, and you don't even have to look. Beautiful kick. 1.5 centuries there for points for Daryl Halligan. 22-0 now, Canterbury. Restart time again, and Greg Alexander getting sick of it. Canterbury's not. Martin Bella. Darren Britt, his partner in crime. Britt, of course, joined Canterbury from western suburbs, as did Jim Dimmick a little bit before him. Jason Smith just getting under what looked a bit dubious, the tackle from Danny Farrer.
Realistically, Ray, if Penrith are to be any chance in this game, and this stage, it's a pretty forlorn hope, I know. They have to score before half-time, only a couple of minutes out now. If they could go into 22-6, I'd feel they had some kind of springboard. But at the moment, it's all one-way traffic.
Jim Dimmick. Undoubtedly, he's one of the players that Terry Lamb is talking about, as Graham Mackay brushes away from McCracken, then takes a tackle. Matt Singh is with it, but manhandled by Jason Williams. Williams could have gone on with it and pulled him over the sideline, but that might have given a penalty. They're not taking any chances, Canterbury. They've got Penrith out of the game and not going to let them back in. 22-0. Freeman across for Carter. Carter puts on that sprint, then looks inside for Lee Nalagalagi. Fijian is put away 35 metres out from his own line. Face ball for Cartwright. who's gentled himself into the game. Fittler scooping it away. Gilmeister felt the full impact of the McCracken shoulder. And now Farah gets out from dummy half and across the 40-metre line. Carter supports, and so too does Mackay. And then so too does Lee Nalagalagi, showing the pass. But confronted by the Canterbury defence, he takes the tackle. Freeman the dummy half. First receiver Cartwright. Along now for Alexander. Then into the arms of Fittler and on for Adamson. And this giant of a young man goes to the corner himself. A metre out. This will be a penalty. There was a Penrith player taken out of it.
Yeah, very ordinary there, Jason Williams. It would have been a try to Penrith for sure. Would have been a simple draw and pass for Adamson. But you see Jason Williams just shouldered Matt Singh, I think it was, out of the way. He was the support man. Fittler takes the quick tap. They're going for the 6.
Alexander stepping off the left foot, able to evade a couple of would-be tacklers, stands in another, puts it around then for Fittler to push on for Cartwright. Cartwright gets round the corner to pass on to Matt Singh now. He's inside the 20. This is Nalagalagi down to the 10-metre line. He's put away. Siren in the background, so that brings us to the end of that first half. And very much it was all Canterbury, as the scoreboard suggests. Phil Gould goes off to have a talk with the players. What will he say? Will it make any difference? We'll see on the other side of this break. Canterbury 22, Penrith 0.
8:30 Tuesday, get a dose of the Bundies.
Now let's see that pretty rump. Beautiful!
The original dysfunctional family.
This island that you own, is it, near the beach?
Married with Children, followed by Hail and Pace Tuesday.
These are the times that we move through. These are the times that we move through. This is the road that we travel. This is the place that we come to.
I think I'll buy a yacht and a penthouse in Surfers.
Tuesday night is Oz Lotto night, and usually that's another chance to win $1 million. But this Tuesday, the Oz Lotto jackpot has reached an incredible $3 million.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll buy a yacht, penthouse in Surfers, my own island, trip around the world, Harley Davidson.
So grab an entry in the $3 million Oz Lotto jackpot. Wouldn't it be nice to win $3 million this Tuesday?
In Queensland, not all compulsory third-party insurers are the same.
Now you're telling me my CTP covered everyone in the accident except me? Yeah, well, it's a good job I wasn't really hurt.
FAI's compulsory third-party cover even protects drivers at fault for serious injuries. So don't get mad. Get even. Call FAI 131000.
G'day, Wiz. Hey, Ray. Should try one of Angelo's great coffees. Just a glass of water. You're doing a tap with. Save for a new sports shirt. What about these? Only $9.99. At Lowe's. I need track pants. Superfleet. Not $14. $9.99. I need some new joggers. But they're $25. Nah, they're $16.99. I need jeans. These are the go. Got my size. If they can fit my bigger. Ask him how much. Not $30. $16.99. At Lowe's. No. Cappuccino. Free, Angelo. Gazza's going to pay.
The Falcon Long Reach Ute.
Don't look no different.
Now with over 40 major improvements, nearly 200 horsepower, and the option of a 1-ton payload capacity. The Falcon Long Reach Ute.
Don't look no different.
You can sit with a squirt and give the predicure a rest. You can get a personal squirt that fits on almost any desk. A bubble jet's your best bet, whichever way you work. So sit with a squirt. You can sit with a squirt in colors that are fine. With a kind of color squirt, you make your presentation shine. A bubble jet's your best bet, whichever way you work. So sit with a squirt.
So, what's the verdict on the footy show?
Absolutely awesome.
Brilliant stuff.
We're avid fans.
It was wonderful. When was it on?
Coming up Thursday, we'll look at highlights of the Broncos Wigan World Club Challenge, and we're gearing up for Origin Game 2. The Queensland squad join us live, 9:30 Thursday on 9.
So Penrith now is starting and looking down the barrel of 22-0. And that's a huge mountain for them to climb. Canterbury, of course, were in sensational form during the first 40 minutes, aided, of course, by some very ordinary Penrith defence. I wonder, will the half-time break see a change in the fortunes as Phil Adamson comes up with a mistake from Canterbury, and that immediately puts the Panthers on the attack about 31 metres out from the Canterbury line.
Well, Ray, a precedent has been set. Years ago, Parramatta did trail Canberra 22-0 at the Parramatta Stadium and got the money that afternoon. It can be done, but if it is to be done, Penrith need to score first, and they need to score very early in this 40 minutes.
Phil Adamson working out wide, tackle just inside the 30-metre point. It's amazing how you drew that parallel. McNamara put away now. Centre of the ground, this is the last. Can Penrith capitalise on this Canterbury mistake? Carter drops it onto the ground, gets another kick in, tried to get the hands to it, and now sheer defence has been turned into attack by Scott Wilson. He stands Greg Alexander up, but there's a penalty now being given to the Panthers.
Simon Gillies ruled to have taken Trevor Gilmeister out of play. And Steve Carter, who's done so many good things today, but they all seem to have come undone. There you can see the two number 11s grappling in the background. They've taken the quick tap, Penrith.
Fittler, a short pass for Adamson, working overtime. Matt Singh uses Fittler. Fittler dummies outside, turns it in. Freeman turns it out, and is that Alexander? No, it's Beckett. Beckett gets the try for Penrith, their first of the game.
And beautiful interchange passing on the right-hand side of the field. Gary Freeman heavily involved, through the last pass to Beckett. Brad Fittler there as well. They took the quick tap. Freeman took the quick tap, so he's covered some territory. The short ball to Adamson, who did a good job to get away. So too the pass from Singh. Back inside to Freeman. He's gone the breadth of the field. And Beckett dives across in the corner.
Look at the sun. That's what Greg is looking into, but I'll tell you what, it's had a magnetic appeal. He kicks it from the sideline. What a beauty. 22-6, the Bulldogs over the Panthers. And Penrith, are they on a resurgence that will lead them back to make this a real fight? Just outside the 20-metre line. And Cartwright has already had an impact on the game.
So that's been the one positive thing to come out of this Penrith performance, is the return of John Cartwright, as Danny Farrer swung around in the tackle from Darren Britt. Not long now before Jason Williams comes back into the fray, and Penrith would love to put some more points on, take advantage of this one thing they do have going for them against 12 men.
Gilmeister on the 5th now. Farrer, Freeman, a torpedo punt down over the head of Jason Williams, who's back with us now.
Must have just got out there, Ray.
12 metres out from his own line.
He is a winger, he's very quick.
Great anticipation by Sterling. This is Dimmick. Dimmick now. He's doing an admirable job, Jim Dimmick. And Darren Smith, the Origin player, who's on the bench. There's been obviously a breakdown of communication somewhere, but Darren has made it clear during the week that he won't be with Canterbury next year. Second man play for Hetherington, then for Moore. They're standing and passing. Dean Pay puts on the go forward, and he's partnered by Jason Smith, who takes it to the 20-metre line. Alexander's tackle was a good one. It had to be. That hurt Jason Smith, I do believe. He's gone to ground injured. Dimmick pushes it along for Matt Ryan. This is their last, so they'll try and keep it alive. That they do. Dimmick gives the pass, but now McCallum orders the turnover. And Jason Smith is injured.
Yeah, he's in some trouble there. Plenty of pain on the face. Looks like an ankle injury. Good support play inside from Dean Pay, who got the arm free. Looks like he must fall pretty awkwardly in the tackle. There it is there. Looks like the left ankle. This play continues now. Jason Smith will take no further part in this game.
Gilmeister. Fittler. It's an ordinary kick. Chance here for Canterbury if they work on this first tackle, which I think they will. McCracken is ambling across to dummy half. Williams has played the ball now. Across for Kevin Moore. And now Robert Relf in jumper number 41. They get very good value out of this youngster. Robert Relf, when they bring him on. Through from Darren Brett, and Jim Dimmick's on his way. Great tackle at the back by Alexander. Darren Smith has lost it, but it's a penalty to Canterbury. Raking the ball out against Penrith, the way I see it.
Well, a very ordinary miss from Steve Carter in the front line. Really led to another try. That was the play, the ball. Gary Freeman is ruled to have pulled the ball out, which he did.
6 apiece the penalties. 150 season points for Darryl Halligan and another 2 points to the tally. So 24 points to 6 in favour of Canterbury.
8:30 Wednesday, raw muscle power and blinding speed as you've never seen them before. The Brisbane Broncos, Australia's undisputed champions, take on Wigan, England's undisputed champions, in the clash of the Titans. Brisbane and Wigan throw down the gauntlet in an all-out battle for rugby league supremacy and the ultimate title of undisputed world champions. Feel the heat of the planet's hottest teams play for club and country. The MMI World Club Challenge, 8:30 Wednesday, exclusive on 9.
These are the times that we move through. These are the times that we move through. This is the road that we travel. This is the place that we come to. Revolution.
The business of rugby league is my day-to-day responsibility. MMI, an Australian-owned company with over 80 years' experience, has made the hard yards in the insurance field, especially in compulsory third-party insurance. They have the strength and the security I can rely on.
So when driving my car, it's reassuring to know MMI compulsory third-party insurance will be there to take care of my most precious of possessions.
MMI, the quality standard in compulsory third-party insurance.
All the power. All the luxury. All the options. All this for $599 a month. The Mazda 626 2.5-litre V6. Drive it for the pure pleasure of it.
If you've been chasing a great home loan rate, rush down to St George Bank, because now both owner-occupiers and investors can catch a home loan for only 6.75% per annum, capped until May next year. What a great idea, St George.
The motion picture event of the year. Meryl Streep, Jeremy Irons, Glenn Close, Winona Ryder, Antonio Banderas, and Vanessa Redgrave, from the novel by Isabel Allende, The House of the Spirits.
Many functions on most camcorders are like a long-lost language. They're difficult to understand. Panasonic's new Auto 1, a fully automatic palmcorder with every function you need, was designed from a different point of view. The new slim Panasonic Auto 1. Of all camcorders in the world, it's probably the easiest to use.
The startling revelations of Aidan Chamberlain.
What did you see that night?
I saw everything that happened.
The eyewitness that was never heard.
Such clear evidence.
And Charles Woolley meets the public schoolboy, now King of Uganda, when Toyota presents 60 Minutes next.
So another restart for Penrith. And plenty of this today at Waratah Stadium on a unique day for Winfield Cup Rugby League. Playing on Rugby Union's headquarters here at Concord, formerly known as Concord Oval. I think it was called St Luke's originally. That was way back in the 50s and 60s, I'm sure. Dean Tay, Darren Britt now.
You'd love to get it in, wouldn't you, Ray?
What's that?
Well, the fact that you may have had a run here many, many years ago before the electricity was through to the ground.
Don't be so rude. Alexander on a bring-back mission now. Offloading for Graham Mackay. Turns it over for Nalagaragi, but it's a hapless occasion for Penrith on occasions.
Yeah, it's just one of those days when you know things aren't going to go right. Sort of catch a first-grade player should take.
Canterbury with an ideal opportunity to enlarge that scoreboard even further. Ryan on the first, 32 metres out. Darren Smith got a quick play of the ball and takes it down towards the 20-metre line. Cross from Jason Williams for Simon Gillies. Gilmeister meets him high. And it looked like a couple of dueling bulls in the middle of the ring there. But Kevin Moore now tries to burrow his way through. Hetherington gets out from dummy half. He's about 7 metres out, not put away the first time. He was the second. And the last tackle now for the blue and whites. A little grubbing kick through, and Freeman knocked on in goal. A line dropout will be the order of the day. There's a Canterbury player hurt.
Kevin Moore hits the post with that kick, and chases, somehow ends up with his head under Gary Freeman's knees here.
So more pressure coming up for the Panthers. Off the feet of Matthew Ryan. He takes it from the halfway mark to be 38 metres out when tackled by Matt Singh and Gary Freeman. And now with Kevin Moore on for Jim Dimmock. Inside pass.
John Hughes, a good ball to McCracken.
And away for Halligan, and Halligan gets the try. They slipped a replacement out there in 17. It's young Hughes. He's a fine young product. He played his part. And Darryl Halligan gets the try. Canterbury 28-6 now.
And another swag of points for Darryl Halligan. Lovely work here. Stephen Hughes taking the ball inside from Dimmock. Complete mix-up in the Penrith defence. Mackay couldn't wrap up McCracken. And a simple catch for Darryl Halligan. And he'll turn a 4-point into 6 points here.
Halligan with a try, and he's got 6 goals. Now make it 7. So 18 points personal effort for Halligan. 30 points to 6, the scoreboard in favour of the Bulldogs. Alexander with a deep kick. Dimmock sending Robert Relf back. And we're inside the last stages of this game. A long trip back to the mountains for the Panthers. Darren Smith. If times aren't tough enough for the Panthers, you look up and here comes a fresh man on. He's been there for a while now, but not only that, he's a State of Origin player.
Well, it's family day here for Canterbury, and another Hughes brother out there in Glenn. He's in 19. Somehow that ball managed to stay in play, and Alexander, well, again, is faced by a stack of Canterbury players led by Halligan. Mackay, who's had an unhappy afternoon, takes the second play. The clock winding now. Down now for Penrith. They haven't looked like a side that is in the 5. Canterbury look everything that a leader of the competition should.
Phil Adamson coming off, and Gillard is going back on for Penrith. Adamson's done a strong job for Penrith in the beaten side. This is Farah, 30 metres out from his own line. They've been almost hemmed down here for the last 10 minutes or so, Penrith. They've seen little of Canterbury's territory in more recent times, that is. This is Scott Wilson being ushered back down the ground. This is Jason Williams. 30 points to 6. 18 of those points scored by Darryl Halligan, who has eclipsed the 150 points for this year in this match today. That's Glenn Hughes. 19. Dimmick's kick, and as the script would suggest, he finds it with pinpoint accuracy.
Well, hasn't he done a great job in Terry Lamb's absence, Jim Dimmick?
Dakui Tonga going on for Penrith in 15. And Graham Mackay given a rest. So 2 of the Islanders for Penrith both on the field now, Nalagalagi and Dakui Tonga. As Alexander uses Dakui Tonga, it's brought down about 7 metres on his side of the halfway. Freeman a dummy half. It's Gillard away from Gillies, but pulled down eventually by Hughes. Farah scooping it up for McNamara. Robert Ralph makes the tackle. Turned inside for Gilmeister to feed across for Carter. Now Nalagalagi. And Darren Smith over the top secures the tackle down low by Dimmick. Alexander using Cartwright. He's going to be using the match to run himself back into some condition. His form has been very good as Nalagalagi combines with Dakui Tonga. He turns it back then for Farah. Good work by Danny Farah. Put away by Gillard. Carter gets a one-hander back for Gillard. And then he's wrestled into the ground by, I think it's Halligan. And 6 more tackles. It was Kevin Moore. Now away from Freeman. It's with Fittler. Infield pass for Cartwright. That would only be their first tackle. Freeman. McNamara. McNamara beats one. Tries to bump away from another. McNamara plays it inside the 20-metre zone. Gilmeister is with it. Big step off the left foot. Had a look at the try line. It was inviting him, but the defence put him away. Alexander, beautiful pass across for Carter. His pass has gone forward and to ground. Adamson didn't get long on the bench. McNamara comes off. Darren Smith away from the back of the scrum. Gillard is there to hold him. And this should bring a penalty, but he's allowed it to go. Carter kicking at the ball when it was nowhere near the ground. 20 metres out from the line, Canterbury's end of the park. Haven't seen a lot of it. Simon Gillies now, stung by that tackle. Dean Pay, a very good tackle from Trevor Gilmeister. Gillies wasn't acting, he's still down. I think he might have got it in a very tender part of the body. Played by Darren Smith.
Another good tackle there from Trevor Gilmeister. He's worked hard. Another player backing up. Hasn't had a break out there.
Williams is coming down the ground fast on Alexander. And that's a great kick and chase for Canterbury. Freeman back to go dummy half, then runs to the defence. And Beckett is able to get away from Hughes. Then he's able to get away from Darren Smith. It's a good run by Beckett. Scored the try for Penrith across to Gilmeister. And then through to Alexander and on to Carter. Back and away for Cartwright. Cartwright calls Nalagalagi and Dakui Tonga inside. It lands for Matt Singh favourably, and Gillies puts him down. 35 out from the Canterbury line. In the dying seconds of the game, Alexander probing, looking for the opening. Flicks it back for Gillard, a magic ball. He's brought down on the 20-metre line, Brett Gillard. Carter has gone to dummy half. They work the blind side. Carter slices through. He'll score himself. Very deserving of it too, I might add.
Yes, just reward for Steve Carter. He's braved, he's pushed, he's tried to do everything to ignite the players around him. He scored this try. Simple missed tackle allowed the number 40 to get across. He's made a lot of mistakes, Steve Carter, but at least he's been trying to do something positive when those mistakes have come. Simon Gillies a rare miss. He's had a fine game, Gillies, but I don't think the coach will be too disappointed.
$30 points to 10. Steve Carter, the try scorer. Peter has said it all about him. Not playing too many players that try as hard for as long as Steve Carter. Sometimes he tries so damn hard, like today, many things haven't quite worked out for him, but I suppose if you involve yourself in a lot of exercises, many of them will go wrong. The siren in the background as Greg Alexander gets it away, it hits the uprights, and that typifies the luck of Penrith today. 30 points to 10 then. Canterbury defeating Penrith. 18 points in the game for Daryl Halligan.
His funniest home video.
There's a serious lack of discipline here.
8 o'clock teaching an old dog new tricks.
Stay here or where you are?